Hi, it's Dr. Second Chance, and I want to talk about the definition and the types of things that a recovery coach does. So a recovery coach is a special type of life coach who helps people with drug and alcohol addiction and other addictions, process addictions, to help them recover. Not anyone can become a recovery coach because one of the requirements is that you are actually in recovery yourself, or you're part of a family that has someone that suffered with addiction. And so this is really important because one of the key things that's different than just training to be sort of a regular life coach is the fact that you have lived experience. Lived experience is really important because you understand on a very personal, deep level the struggles, coping, the urges, the challenges, but also what you've discovered that works, resources available in the community, different ways to help. Now, one of the things that a recovery coach does is the recovery coach takes on the mantra of there are many pathways to recovery. In other words, you may work with one client who likes to go to AA or NA, and another one that likes to go to Smart Recovery or some other secular approach to recovery, or a Buddhist approach or Native American approach or whatever. And that you have to be supportive in their pathway that they've picked to recovery. Now, some of the other things you might do, you might advocate for somebody. Maybe they're having trouble with a landlord at an apartment, or maybe they're having trouble getting into the doctors. You might call or help them and support them, not in the sense of a legal advocate, but just as someone who's let me help you get there, let me help you, if necessary, talk with the person to help you get the resources that you need. A recovery coach is not a sponsor. Sponsors are unique for AA. Sponsors, for the most part, totally support and mainly suggest that the answers to successfully recovering are a 12-step approach. Again, a recovery coach has to be more broad-minded. Also, be okay with the idea of, is medication in recovery is all right. Harm reduction approaches are okay. Anything from Suboxone to Vivitrol to any of those medications are all right. And in addition, sometimes the work of a recovery coach is not nearly so exciting. Sometimes it's just supporting a person in terms of, can I help you get to the laundromat so that you can do your laundry? And, maybe I sit with you and we talk and I encourage you. And maybe we, after that's done, I just drive you home. Or maybe you need someone to take you to the store, or help you get a bus ticket, or help you get a bus pass, or any of these kinds of things. And so the idea of a recovery coach is not necessarily one of exciting counseling. As a matter of fact, most of the time you don't actually sort of preach or profoundly express what has worked for you, although there is a place. People often like to know, oh, wow, you've been in recovery for 13 years. What did you do? What worked for you? What kinds of things did you learn? And so there is a place for sharing some of that, but it's not so much, okay, this is the 5 things you need to do to definitely recover. I have the answers, nobody else does. There's not really that type of approach. Also, there is a great emphasis on just being a good listener, an active listener, and giving people resources as an answer. And so it's like, sometimes the answer is, what kinds of things worked well for you? It's like, well, here's some information on white buffalo, which is a Native American approach to recovery. Here's some information on smart recovery. And here's some information on horse therapy. And I, for one, tried many things. And for me, the idea of many pathways to recovery means that I take the best ideas from a lot of different kinds of programs. I had marvelous results with horse therapy. I learned a lot from Smart Recovery. I spent some time in AA. I was on some medication for a while. There are many, many kind of crossover ideas that showed me that what's going to work for one person may not work for another, and that you have to be really open-minded because you never know where that jewel is going to come from that really helps you with your recovery journey. So that's somewhat of what a recovery coach does. Some are employed, some are not employed. Some it's all volunteer work. There are many organizations that have employed recovery coaches as part of their team for helping people after they're done with rehab or detox and that sort of thing. There are recovery coaches that go into the emergency rooms that help people after overdoses. And so, and another word for recovery coaches, peer support specialists, a sober coach, a sober escort. There are many kinds of different names that have been used over the years. But basically it's someone that helps you keep moving forward in recovery and supports you. And yeah, sometimes there are people that travel with you and go through your stuff, and if they find drugs or alcohol hidden, throw it away and do things like that too. That's definitely also a part of it that can be a part of some people's journey and mission as a recovery coach. But anyways, most of them you'll find people that have gone through really hard times, have some good ideas, and are pretty non-judgmental and will be supportive. Anyways, I hope that helps on what the heck is a recovery coach.